I will not do care. I will not do care. Care work is not for me. I will not do care. What type of work is that? Why somebody bump up? Those when they do care, some of them don't do 3 years. Oh, I say make I give you updates. Those when take care work, some of them don't do 3 years. You remain 2 years. You know what that means, Abi? You don't finish school. You don't do 2 years for post-study. Now you define COS. You never see. That will not do care. Those when enter the care work, then they push the shift. Oh, they don't do 3 years. Oh, some of them never die. Some of them don't buy car. Some of them don't buy house. Some of them don't travel to some of their dream countries. Some of them don't bring their mama and their papa come their abroad, come visit, change their blood, give them good food. Some of them still they support family back home. They never die. Yo, some don't even do 4 years. They're waiting for next year now, made in collect. May you do what works for you. And I go mine. Me and you know saying one thing carry all of us come out this side of the world. One thing and carry us come out. However we take to get our number 10 is then nobody's business. If you like, do 6 plus 4, get to 10. If you like, do 2 plus 8, get to 10. If you even do 5 plus 5, no problem. But I will not do care. I will not do care. For your information, the care work no even day again. To see I'm now be like where you define game when no do BBF for Lagos. I remember when care homes were literally begging people to collect COS for free. Nobody agreed take. Care homes were begging people, irrespective of your qualification. In fact, they go even give you COS the day you start work. Nobody agreed take. They send you on agency shift that time. The care homes go they beg you make you do permanent. But because maybe agents they pay you 11 that time, care home they pay 9. You say no. But I will not do care. 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 You don't do post study. You don't pay 18,000 finish. You don't do post study. Now you define COS. Well, I'll pray for you. The Lord of thy minute shall locate you and forgive you your sins. Abimazititi. Don't take this the wrong way. There is dignity in labor. Anything when go keep you for any country legally, whether na warehouse, whether na care, whether na to pack dirty, anything that will keep you in a country legally, pay your bills, clothe you, put heating in your house, sort you out, and also keep some more money for your pocket. My dear, do it with utmost pride.
Bruh, boss, are you spiting us or something? If you are in that category of people, you know what? Time is ticking. Tick says the clock. Tick, tick. What you have to do quick. His words might sound really harsh. I think there are few truths. In fact, everything he has said is actually true. And so into this video, I've just come to share this good news for people who are looking for certificate of sponsorship. Recently, I have been searching for companies that can sponsor overseas care assistants. I mean people who are care assistants and are outside the UK. And I've spoken with a couple of employers, and one of them told me this thing, and I also confirmed it with a video I saw online, which I'm going to play later on in this particular video. 2 types of COS, certificate of sponsorship. We have the defined and the undefined. There might be some good news later on, especially because we are fast approaching the new tax year, and the Home Office would be allocating, COS to these companies, including care companies. Like, this is good news. But before I play that video for you, I just want to tell you this. Lately, I have been sharing job adverts within the UK for people, care assistants within the UK to apply. And one thing that is similar with all of these job adverts is that they require you to have a full UK driving license as well as your own car. So recently, someone said that a full UK driving license is more valuable than a UK master's degree certificate. As much as we would love to argue that, I think there's an atom of truth. It may not be entirely true for everyone, but considering what is going on recently, I think it is worth pondering upon. If you just go on Indeed, people are saying there are no sponsorships. I have been searching Indeed and I have found so many jobs with sponsorship for people within the UK. And the government is also trying as much as possible with the recent, update on UK Gov that says that employers must prioritize overseas care workers, overseas workers that are within the UK already. That means that before you would employ anybody from outside, you must first try to find people to occupy that space who are within the UK. So it doesn't mean that they will stop entirely from employing people from outside the UK. But the good news is what we are actually concerned about, which is that there would be more COS very soon, and employers would now start employing again, because they were afraid initially because of all the changes in immigration policies by the previous governments. That's Rishi Sunak. But with clamping down on some of these harsh policies, it looks like the government is really interested in absorbing overseas care workers that are already in the UK. And what this means is that, companies, organizations will be more relaxed and they will be more confident to employ overseas care workers, and they will be more willing to give COS in the coming months. It's now left to you to do your driving test and get your license. And as much as I know that many people have bad experience working as domiciliary care workers, especially those who work with our African brothers and sister companies, I know the experience was or is still horrible for you. But nonetheless, I must say I worked domiciliary care job for 1 year with a white company, and it is not as bad. Do you even know that domiciliary job also include living care, waking nights, sleeping nights, social calls? You may be lucky that your company would, put you on waking nights or sleeping nights or social calls that you don't have to do community of 15 minutes here, 30 minutes here and there, 1 hour here and there. So you wouldn't actually know except you start applying and you read the job descriptions. One of the jobs that I shared recently says you would work from 7 to 2 and then from 4 to 10:30 p.m. It is not bad. That way your spouse can actually find a way to work around your own schedule. And even if you don't like it, you just need something to legalize your stay, because like what that brother Akpo said, there were times that they were begging people, employers were literally begging people to take COS and to come and work. That era passed, and this is the era of begging you to come and work domiciliary job and they would give you COS. And I hope this time will not also pass. So this is just like an awakening call to tell you, if you haven't applied for a provisional license yet, go ahead, stop postponing it. If you are saying, I don't want a domiciliary care job over my dead body, it is not all domiciliary jobs are like your African experience. If you work with white, it may not be as bad as you think, but you wouldn't know if you don't try. So there's no harm in trial. Working domiciliary job gives you some sort of flexibility, especially if you have children. And if you don't have children, it's good for you as long as you have your contracted hours. Some companies, you will not even work up to 8 hours, but they have to pay you for 8 hours because that is your contract. As long as you are sponsored, they must meet the salary threshold or salary requirement that's on your COS when you work with a white company and not our people. I'm not saying that you shouldn't set standards, but not to be too rigid, not to be too dogmatic when it comes to getting a visa sponsorship in the UK. In the coming months or in the coming weeks, there would be good news. So if this video is helpful to you one way or the other, please consider liking. Please like, share it out, and do not hesitate to subscribe to this channel. Again, my name is Bimbo. I'm a UK care assistant and a Nigerian trained pharmacist, and I share immigration tips as well as navigating life as migrants in the UK. Thank you for watching, and if you're a returning subscriber, I say God bless you, and I will see you in my next video.
Foreigner looking for a job in the UK with visa sponsorship, skilled worker visa, especially if you're already based in the UK on student visa, graduate visa, or skilled worker visa and you are changing employer, I have some information that might help you with your frustration, and I haven't heard anyone talking about it. So you know that feeling when you see the company on a sponsor list and you're like, great, you check the job, you love the job, and somewhere in the job description it says no visa sponsorship. And I'm sure that makes you mad and frustrated and annoyed, but I have an explanation from the employer side. I'm the founder of EP Advisory. We went through the whole process of getting the sponsorship license ourselves back in 2020, and we are a career consulting company, so we work with hundreds of people that are looking for a job on a skilled worker visa in the UK on a monthly basis. So what I want to talk about is defined versus undefined certificate of sponsorships. So when you get a skilled worker visa as an employee, you need to get certificate of sponsorship, COS. And there are two types of certificates defined by Home Office. There is defined one and undefined certificate of sponsorship. Defined certificate of sponsorship is for those people who will be coming on a skilled worker visa from the outside of the UK with entry clearance. Undefined certificate of sponsorship is for those switching to the skilled worker visa category within the UK. Unfortunately, while on defined certificate of sponsorship there is no cap, so company usually can bring however many people they want from the outside. But if the worker is switching inside the UK into the skilled worker visa with the company, so undefined certificate of sponsorship, there is an annual allocation of those certificates given by Home Office to each company. Which means for undefined certificate of sponsorships, Home Office decides how many of those certificate of sponsorships each company can issue per year. They basically look at your finances, at your structure, at your growth, etc., and say, okay, this company with 300,000 turnover is only allowed to issue 2 undefined certificates of sponsorship per year. And for this huge company, we're going to allocate 100 certificates per year. Then let's say a big company has these 100 allocations. When they plan for the year, let's say their hiring plan is to hire 1,000 people. Sometimes what happens that the company is not willing to use those allocations for entry-level or junior candidates switching from student or graduate visa to skilled worker visa, because they are anticipating that they might need someone who's, for example, a CFO who is already on skilled worker visa from Argentina and the UK to fill in the role later on in the year. So they kind of reserve those allocations, spreading them through the whole hiring plan for the year to make sure that they have enough if they need to hire someone with undefined certificate of sponsorship. So it's not always an evil thing there behind. It's simply calculation of what if we need someone who is German, who is already working in the UK, and we need to support their skilled worker visa as head of Germany for our key market. So it is totally frustrating to see that there is no visa sponsorship allowed when the company is in a sponsorship list. But unfortunately, it could be simply due to they already run out of allocations if it's towards the end of the year runs from April to April, or they just don't want to use it yet because they're anticipating that they will be hiring someone on a higher level with those allocations later in the year.